I'm going to be discussing the lesson content and the informal assessment tasks that we chose to use during our 10 lesson sequence for vocabulary in Year 2. We chose to use the book Bush Turkey by Joel and Kate Temple. Each of our lessons began with a definition of the word, allowing the students to see the word written, hear the definition of the word by us, the teachers, as the I do, and then we would read the definition with the students, having it up on the whiteboard as the we do. And then by the end of the lesson, students were able to independently complete a definition and writing the word into their word banks, which was a learning outcome of every lesson to show consistency and ensure that each student would then have 10 words that they could use in their future writing. Each of our lesson activities gave children an opportunity to engage deeply with the word, both in and out of the context of the book we were reading. So we would most certainly read the pages of the book where the word came up, so that students were able to understand it in the context of the book. But then a lot of the activities, we asked the students to create their own examples, to use our examples, to expand on examples we gave them, and to demonstrate their use of the word out of context, to truly show that they understood the word as a word and not just the word in the context of the book we were reading. Each of our lesson activities followed the I do, we do, you do framework, obviously relating to explicit instruction. So we would explain it to the students, give them an example, we would work through one together and then send them off to do their independent learning before coming back for a sentence writing activity either at the end or just before the end of a lesson, which would also act as our informal assessment for the learning that was undertaken during that lesson. We chose to keep our informal assessment as writing tasks just so that it was able to be kept, recorded and reviewed by the teacher after the lesson was completed. We would often ask the children to leave their books open on their desk or to hand in a worksheet that they used, and we tried to keep the activities that were completed for these informal assessments relatively consistent. We always would ask for them to use the word in a sentence so that we could see that they could take it out of the context of the book, think of their own example, and then write the word and use it correctly in that example. And we found that these informal assessments allowed for us to keep track of where the students were up, understand their understanding of the words, and ensure that we were preparing them to be able to use the word out of context in their own writing in future lessons.